As of 1 p.m. today, the Kingdom of Erusia has declared war on the Osean Federation. As soon as the news broke out, enemy aircraft began bombing Osean territory, causing widespread destruction. The Air Defense Force has released a statement saying this violent attack was carried out by drones. They speculate the drones were secretly transported to Osea in shipping containers and launched remotely. The Secretary of the Navy has stated that the enemy was targeting naval ports across the country. According to the Secretary, all of the nation's aircraft carriers, including one still under construction, sustained severe damage in the attacks. We have yet to hear back from the department as to the fate of Osean carriers currently at sea. Hold on, I've just received breaking news. The International Space Elevator, which is being built in southern Usia, has been seized by the Erusian army. Reports say former President Harling was touring the site at the time, but his current whereabouts are unknown. Our sources in government tell us it was Harling's policies regarding the space elevator that caused economic frictions in the area, and which ultimately led to this war. Located near Erusia, on the continent of Usia, the space elevator has been under construction for some time now. The Executive Office of the Osean Federation has declared a national state of emergency. They have ordered all its armed forces, including Usian peacekeepers, to mobilize and make the necessary preparations to launch an immediate counterattack. Ladies and gentlemen, our country is officially at war. Stay tuned for further updates.
Breaking news from ENN. Osea launched an attack on the capital today, striking Farbanti from their aircraft carrier, the Kestrel II. After a brutal battle, the Erusian Air Force successfully repelled them. During the air raid, the Osean Air Force fired missiles at the city and managed to shoot down a number of Erusian fighters. Some of the disabled planes then crashed into residential areas.
The world was screwed. 20 years ago, the Earth got slammed by an asteroid. Usia was on the wrong side of the planet and got hit. Hard. Refugees swarmed the Erusian Republic, the biggest country on the continent, plunging it into chaos. They were desperate and started a war, one they had no hope of winning. That's the war my dad fought and died in. The biggest nations from 2 continents went head-to-head, and the so-called righteous Oseans struck the deal that ended it. They fancied themselves the only nation that could bring peace and stability to the world. They even tried saving the Usians, still suffering from the disaster. That's how a space elevator, stretching way up into the sky, ended up being built in Usia, paid for by the Oseans. President Harling said he did it out of compassion for his fellow humans. But to the folks in Erusia, it looked like Osea was moving in to take over. Erusia went from being a republic back to being a kingdom. When they started this new war, they managed to get the drop on everyone.
As of 1 p.m. today,
The second the declaration hit the news, Erusian forces took control of the space elevator without spilling a single drop of blood. President Harling was touring the elevator when it happened and disappeared. Then, while that was going on, the Erusian ships that were docked all around Osea released a swarm of drone fighters they had hidden on board in containers. No one thought they were capable of doing what they did that day. With pinpoint accuracy, they managed to take out everything that was military, and not a single civilian was hurt in the process. Osea pissed lots of people off with their huge military presence around the world. Erusia didn't have the same reach, but they could hit their targets faster and cleaner. And when all this was going down, I just so happened to be in my flying drag racer. In case you were wondering, yeah, I survived. I crashed in a bombed-out Osean Air Force base, then got arrested for breaking wartime aviation laws or some crap. The world went from being at peace to being at war, all in the blink of an eye.
I'm Princess Rosa Cassette Delete of the Kingdom of Erusia. Today, Osean
Ich blick aktuell gar nichts. Und es liegt, glaube ich, primär daran, dass da 2 fiktive Nationen irgendwie im Krieg sind. die...
I was tried, found guilty, and stuffed into a cargo ship. For
Viel
company,
zu
I
ähnlich
had
klingen.
some court-martialed soldiers. And remember those mothballed planes I told you about before? They were loaded on the ship too.
Ich bin
We
total
headed off
verwirrt.
down south for several days and then swung east. That's how I got here. I was thousands of kilometers from Erusia on the opposite side of the Yuzian continent. For a port, it was dull as hell. It had 3 rusty patrol boats. And the base? The fences were topped with razor wire, the tower had a searchlight and machine guns, and a truck with a gun turret was parked in front of the gate. Its gun was aimed at the yard. This was a prison. This place looked like a full-on base, but half the tanker trucks were just big balloons, and the runways weren't even paved, just painted on the dirt. The whole place was just one big fat lie. The only reason I was here is because they knew I'd restored a supersonic plane. They wanted me to make something out of the mothballed planes they brought, that they could park on the fake runway. Can you believe that shit? So, I tried to escape
Ah, damit sie so Fake-Ziele haben für die Gegner oder was?
and set the dogs on me.
Das Bild erinnert mich gerade ein bisschen an Beyond Good and Evil. Das erinnerte gerade so ein bisschen an Beyond Good and Evil. Charge the enemy. Ey, ich bin komplett verwirrt. Also, die beiden fiktiven Nationen klingen für mich 1:1 identisch. Gut, die Story von ihr wird sich wahrscheinlich noch irgendwie einpflegen hier, aber...
Ocean Federation and all countries on the Yuzian continent stationing the IUN peacekeeping force.
Ja.
We are now at war.
Okay.
Right
Weißt
after
du
the
nicht, wer wen den
declaration
Krieg
was made,
erklärt hat,
surprise
aber...
attacks began around the continent that have inflicted major damage to our armed forces. Forces aligned with Erusia are currently appearing throughout Yusia. The combination of these forces has overwhelmed the majority of the continent, and they are now encroaching on us in the east. Additionally, the multinational space elevator has been seized by the Erusian military. After the previous war, the space elevator became both a symbol of peace and a valuable asset in the fight against growing energy concerns.
Was macht man denn
Whoever
mit dem
has control of it
Weltraumlift?
will have enormous influence over the entire continent. We cannot turn a blind eye to this critical situation. The Fort Gray's Air Base Squadron has been entered into the order of battle to reclaim the elevator as an advance element. First, you will attack all hostiles coming in the east of Schofield Plateau to stop any interference
Breaking
with the
Bad.
Allied ground troops.
Prison Break.
The enemy has deployed several vehicles equipped with anti-air radar along the roads. You are to destroy them. They should not pose much of a threat. However, there is a high likelihood that the attack will draw more enemy air support. If that happens, fight them off swiftly and establish air superiority.
Also ich sag wie es ist, ich rall nicht, welche 2 Nationen, also ich habe jetzt schon wieder vergessen, wie die beiden Nationen heißen. Es ist mir aber auch ehrlich gesagt ziemlich egal. Ich weiß nur, 2 Nationen sind irgendwie im Krieg. Eine Nation, die irgendwie anscheinend ärmer ist, von einem Meteoriten getroffen wurde, die hat der anderen Nation den Krieg erklärt. Und wir kämpfen, ich weiß nicht mal genau für wen, aber das ist auch irgendwo egal. Ich will einfach nur Flugzeuge abschießen. Tim, vielen Dank fürs Angebot. Ich bin ehrlich, ich glaube, dass ich bei Flugsimulationen dann eher nicht so drin bin. Es klingt zwar mega geil, aber ich kenne auch Leute, die würden da sofort dankend annehmen, aber ich glaube, ich bin da, ja, glaube ich, tatsächlich der Falsche für. Rottig Dude, Spielstunde von circa 105 davon Gameplay. Wird das so weiterhin bleiben? Vielen Dank, Tech, by the way, für den 20. Monat. Einfach weitermachen, hier gibt's nichts zu sehen. Rockel, vielen Dank für den 22. mit Prime. Und vielen Dank, Coach Carter, für den 29. mit Prime. Moin, Dave, wieder einen Monat um. Alles klar bei dir? Ja, danke. Und selbst? An wen du wohl denkst? Ja, theoretisch könnten es sogar 2 sein, ne? Also ich denke an den Herren mit M im Namen. Flugzeugschema. Gott, wo bin ich denn hier? Ah, okay. Okay. Ja, gut. Schließen. Okay, hier haben wir neue Waffen und so, die wir freischalten können. Das finde ich geil. Oh, eine Grippe will ich nicht, nee. Bro, was geht ab? Was hat man hier alles? Ja, weil wir gerade ein Flugzeug-Kampfspiel spielen, an der Stelle der Hinweis, wir spielen ein Videospiel. So, nichts hier hat im Entferntesten mit aktuell realen Handlungen zu tun. Ich fände es auch cool, wenn wir das auch ausklammern würden. So, weiter.
Mage Squadron, sortie, ASAP.
Okay, auch M als erstes, okay. Ja. Bekommen wegen Flugsim? Ja, wir haben bei uns jemanden, der sehr, sehr Flugsimulationsbegeistert ist. Der auch mit dem aktuellen Microsoft Flight Simulator nicht happy ist. Weil der zu unrealistisch ist, zu wenig simuliert. Ich weiß nicht, ob die Frau aus der Sequenz auf unserer Seite ist. Ja! Auch. Da ich nicht weiß, für wen wir kämpfen, auch da, ja. Okay, warte mal. Dreiecks-Zielerfassung? Wait, da ist direkt vor mir einer. Das ist er, oder? Ist er das? Warum? Ich hab die Waffe gewechselt. Ich bin Dulli. Tastenbelegung. Wo ich noch klarkomme mit.
Intercept! Fire the AA! Get the radar vehicle out of there! The enemy's barely resistant. This is easy money, so grab it while you can.
Was ist easy money?
It's popping off now, Trigger. The war has officially begun. It's an air raid. We're being attacked by enemy aircraft. We're using the containers now. Those weapons are meant for tactical flexibility. The anti-air radar vehicle's been destroyed. We're going for the radar car.
Target destroyed.
Die Aufmachung erinnert mich gerade so ein bisschen an Attack on Titan, bin ich ganz ehrlich.
Get the fighters out there. Protect the radar vehicle.
Mit der Musik und so.
The radar vehicles are under permission. Move the vehicle. We can't wait any longer.
Oh, ich wusste, oh Gott, ich bin doch gerade schon durch ein paar Dinger
Base
durchgeflogen.
2 is shut down.
Genau, wurde abgeschossen. Ist abgeschossen. Vom letzten... Hä, ich bin doch davor schon durch so ein, zwei Dinger geflogen.
Current target is on rails, but there's still military vehicles and
Okay,
anti-air
dann weiß ich das
weaponry.
jetzt.
Destroy the target. But HQ has made it clear that no harm should come to civilians and no damage is to be done to public facilities.
But, any aircraft shot down could land in civilian territory.
No point arguing. That's how war is these days.
Do you have visual on the anti-air radar vehicles? They should be close.
Yep.
Locked.
Target eliminated. Good work. Intercept! Fire the AA! Get the radar vehicle out of there!
Ozeanische Bodeneinheit. Okay, wir sind also auf der
It's popping off now, Trigger. The war
ozeanischen
has
Seite.
officially
Ich
begun.
weiß es nicht. Kein Plan, Digga. So, let's go. Komm. Anvisieren. Schön.
The anti-air radar vehicle has been destroyed. Going for the radar car.
Darf ich denn... Oder geht das denn, dass ich von weiter oben hier die anvisiere? Oh ja.
Get the fighters out there. Protect the radar vehicle.
They've got their anti-air guns aimed right at us.
So, jetzt ein bisschen nach
Being
oben.
attacked by enemy aircraft.
Oh Gott. Aber ihr versteht auch nicht, was ich meine. Da vorhin bin ich ja durch diese Felden
We can't
durchgeflogen
wait any
oder so.
longer. We need interceptors now.
Missile away.
We're using the containers now. Those weapons are meant for tactical flexibility.
Target destroyed. 3 to go. Continue to engage at your discretion. Enemy interceptors inbound. Prepare to engage in 30 seconds.
Wilco, here they come. Take them down. Okay, recruits. Pay attention to who's on what side. The newest IFF is connected to our entire force via satellites. It's reliable, so trust your radars. Enemy's airstrikes have fallen. We're done for!
Okay, das ging schnell. Wie hoch bin ich denn gerade? Wow.
Got you now. Firing.
2 targets remaining.
That radar was just about to go online. Push the plan forward. Get that. It's too far from Allied territory. Fox 2, Fox 2.
Trigger, there's 1 more to go.
Do it now. Missed.
Fox 2, Fox 2. That was the last radar vehicle.
Soll ich ein bisschen
Great
leiser
work.
machen? Radar Tower?
Radar vehicle's destroyed, but the interceptor shows no sign of retreating. Take it out. Continue with the mission. Crush as many as you can.
Enemy transports are taxiing.
There's an enemy on your tail.
Mage 2, locked.
No, they're not linked to the radar vehicle. Launch manually. Redo the setup. Here's some feedback from those real merchants. Write your manuals in a language we can understand. Move the enemy aircraft away from the base. Enemy missile inbound. Evading. Fox 2! Fox 2!
Fox 3.
Mage 2, they have a lock on you. This is Storm 6. Attack missed. Trying again.
Okay.
Heads up. Bandit behind you. You're mine. I'll make it quick.
Enemy on your tail. Mage 2, locked. Mage 2, missile away. Missile hit.
They're taking cover in the clouds. Fox 2, Fox 2!
Missile.
Yeah, the clouds don't just affect your field of vision. They also mess with your HUD and radar. The Seekers can sometimes lose their lock-on to their targets, too. Rename over clear ground. Score 3, hit the bailout now.
Number 1, enemy will crash in a residential area.
Just worry about staying alive for now. Huh? Keep your mind focused. Wait, so you want us to take down the enemy without damaging any public facilities? That's gonna be a circus. Launch preparation complete. Whenever you're ready, stand clear 15 meters. UAVs
Was
ready
seid
to
ihr?
launch.
Hallo?
Away.
Okay. Was?
What happened? Status
Knocker!
report.
Multiple bogeys on radar. They're close.
Wait, they're being launched.
You're cleared to engage. They're probably hostile.
Judging by the way they look and move, they gotta be drones. Well spotted, Clown. No doubt about it. We're dealing with UAVs. But that doesn't change a thing. Just think of them as somewhat clever decoys. Take them all down. These drones have great agility. All aircraft. You know what high G turns are, right? Use them. HQ, this is Golem 1. Bandits confirmed as UAVs. Repeat, bandits are drones. Golem 1, that doesn't matter. Destroy all enemy fighters and get out. It doesn't matter? He said the war could change in an instant. Get over it. Yeah, I just wish they'd give us Provide more
Nice.
warning.
Shit! I got an enemy in front of me and behind me!
Oh, ich habe keine von den
He's mine. He's
Vierfachdingern
not
mehr.
getting away.
Targeting gun range.
Okay, erstmal so, dass man hinterher... Das war jetzt schlecht. So ein bisschen, manchmal immer noch Unzulänglichkeiten für mich.
Fox 2.
Enemy UAV confirmed destroyed. Hell yeah. Golem Squadron, you're not
Das war
gonna let
geplant.
Mage get all the
Ich
glory,
bin
are
Michael
ya?
Bay.
3 enemies to
Try
go.
to read their movements. I'm buying dinner for
Okay,
anyone who
geil.
takes down an enemy.
There's a bar I want to try.
Spiel ich Apex
You're doing
Legends?
good.
Nö.
Just 2 more.
Ich wiederhole es nochmal lauter. Ich spiele kein Apex Legends. Vielleicht übertönt das Spiel ein bisschen von meinen Kommentaren was.
I'm on this one's tail.
Crap! The aircraft is icing up. I'm getting a warning.
Get out of the clouds. The ice will melt. Golem Squadron, surround him.
Oh! Kein Strömungsabriss.
On target 6.
Bro, der ist ja direkt unter mir. Der trollt mich ja maximal.
Golem 2, the enemy's reading you.
Muss ich die denn weiterhin dann irgendwie in meiner Zielscheibe behalten oder sind das Lenkraketen? Die vollautomatisch. Ne, ich muss die schon, glaube ich, im Ziel behalten, ne?
Missile away.
Oh, okay, das war
Good to
weg.
go. Let's get through this without any
Rest in
casualties.
Pepperoni, Alter.
Locked.
Okay. Ich hab's, glaube ich, verstanden.
The enemy knows a few moves, but that's about it. Just chase him down and pull the trigger. So, drones don't feel the G-force, huh?
Nice kill, Trigger. Enemy aircraft confirmed down.
Ist okay.
The skies are clear. Nice work, everyone. Mission complete. RTB.
No casualties. We couldn't have done any better. Returning to base.
I don't know.
Der Marker
Maybe
muss
the
durchgehend
bandits we
rot bleiben.
took
Ich
down
glaube am
caused
Ende
civilian
nochmal.
casualties.
No point arguing. That's how war is these days. You shoot, someone gets killed. The guys in charge take care of the rest.
Okay. Läuft. Weiter. Grippen E.
You've given us air superiority by destroying their radar. The first barrier keeping us from retaking the space elevator is gone. Now is the time to group up and begin the counteroffensive. Let us reclaim what is ours.
Okay. Let us reclaim what is ours. So fängt jeder gute Krieg an.